Hello everyone, this is Dr. Manish Patel and you are watching my channel Let's Dissect Anatomy. Today in the Osteology practical video series, we are going to discuss the most difficult part of the skull, that is the study of the skull from below, Norma basalis. Okay, so let's get started. For the conveniency, we will divide the whole Norma basalis into three parts by the two imaginary line. Here I will show you by the pencil. The first line will be around here. The area in front of it means this one. This will be the anterior part of Norma basalis. The second line I will put over here. The area between these two lines, this is the middle part of the Norma basalis, and the area behind this line, this one, this is we will study under the posterior part of Norma basalis, anterior, middle and posterior part of Norma basalis. Okay, so first of all we will discuss the anterior part of the Norma basalis. So here you can see the C-shaped arch. It is called alveolar arch, which bears the socket for the upper teeth. Okay, and this part inside the arch, this is called hard palate, and hard palate is mainly formed by the two bones. This one is palatine process of maxilla, and you can see over here the suture. Behind that, this is the horizontal plate of the palatine bone. Actually palatine bone have two plates. This is the horizontal plate and these are the vertical plates. Okay, so the anterior 2/3 of the hard palate is formed by the palatine process of maxilla, and posterior 1/3 of this hard palate is formed by the horizontal plate of the palatine bone. Here you can notice there are three sutures. The suture between two palatine process of maxilla, this one, it is called intermaxillary suture. The suture between two horizontal plates of the palatine bone, this one, it is called interpalatine suture. And the horizontal suture, this one, between palatine process of maxilla and horizontal plate of palatine bone, it is called palatomaxillary suture. Okay, so there are three sutures: intermaxillary, interpalatine and palatomaxillary. Now in the midline anterior most part, you can see a canal like structure. It is the incisive canal or incisive foramen. Actually it is the canal, it runs like this and like this and opens over here. So right and left incisive canal which opens at the anterior part of the midline, and it is called incisive foramen or incisive canal. Over the palatine bone, one on each side, you can see the another foramen. This is called greater palatine foramen, and behind the greater palatine foramen you can see 2 to 3 small foramens are there. Here you can see 2 to 3 small foramens are there. They are called lesser palatine foramen. So total 3 foramens are there: incisive foramen, greater palatine foramen and lesser palatine foramen. Now you can understand there are 3 foramens and 3 sutures. So rule of 3 is applied over this area. Okay, now you can see this is the posterior border of the hard palate, over which in the midline you can see a small projection. This projection over the midline of the posterior border of the hard palate, it is called posterior nasal spine, PNS. Okay, if you remember, here there is a anterior nasal spine and this one is the posterior nasal spine. Over the palatine bone you can see a lateral extension, this one and this one. These two lateral extension, they are called the pyramidal process of palatine bone, here and here. And just in front of posterior border you can see a small slightly raised line is there, one on each side, here and here. this raised line on the palatine bone, it is called palatine crest. Okay, so these are the features of the anterior part of Norma basalis. Now structure passing through foramen. So here we have studied three foramens. First, the incisive foramen, it transmits terminal part of greater palatine vessels and terminal part of nasopalatine nerve. Second foramen is greater palatine foramen, it passes greater palatine vessels and anterior palatine nerve. And the third one is lesser palatine foramens, they transmits middle palatine nerve and posterior palatine nerve. So all three passes two structures through it. Here you can notice the incisive foramen transmits the terminal part of the greater palatine foramen vessels, while this greater palatine foramen transmits the nerve and vessels of the same name. That means this greater palatine nerve and vessels enters through greater palatine foramen, it runs like this into the incisive canal and comes out through this incisive foramen. Okay. Now the structures attached with the anterior part of Norma basalis. So here again rule of three, total three structures are attached over here. This posterior nasal spine gives origin to the musculus uvulae muscle. It is the muscle of uvula. Okay. Then this whole pre-posterior border of the hard palate gives attachment to the palatine aponeurosis, and this palatine crest provides attachment to the tendon of tensor valli palatini muscles. So three foramen, three sutures and three attachments. So that's it about the anterior part of Norma basalis. Okay, now we will going to discuss the middle part of the Norma basalis, means this one part from here to here. This is the middle part of Norma basalis. For further conveniency, we will divide the middle part into further two parts, the central area, or you can say median area, and the lateral area. Okay, so first we will start with the central area or median area. So here in the median area, you can notice a very thick bar of a bone is there. It is actually formed by the union of body of the sphenoid with the basilar part of the occipital bone. It is also known as the basio-occipit. Okay, so this is the thick bar of a bone. Over that thick bar of a bone, you can see a small rounded tubercle in the center. Here in this skull also you can see this one. This is known as the pharyngeal tubercle. Okay, this one is known as pharyngeal tubercle. Anteriorly you can see a posterior border of the vomer bone over here. This is the posterior border of woman. Here you can see in the superior part, actually मैंने skull उल्टा रखा है तो ये आपको inferior लग रहा होगा, but actually this is the superior part. So over the superior part it splits into two. Here you can notice, and this is called ala of womer. जो split हो रहा है उसको बोलते हैं ala of womer, और ये है body of sphenoid, उसका जो rostrum part है वो उसमें attach हो जाता है and forms the wedge and groove variety of suture, or you can say spondylosis. Okay, अब यहाँ ये लेवल पे जहाँ पे ये स्किंडाइलिसिस सूचर बनता है, यहाँ से हम स्कल को अगर ऐसे कोरोनली कट कर दे, यहाँ से कट कर दे और फिर ऐसे करके देखेंगे आगे से, तो हमें दो कैनाल दिखाई देगी. द वन इज वुमरोवजाइनल कैनाल एंड अनदर इज पैलेटोवजाइनल कैनाल. So here it encloses these two canal. Okay, don't worry, I'll show you in the picture how it looks. क्योंकि
पिक्चर अभी बाकी है मेरे दोस्त.
Okay, तो पिक्चर आ गया अभी. So here you can see from the picture, this is the vomer which splits into two ala. This is the rostrum or body of sphenoid, and this is the sphenoidal process. Okay, so in this picture you can see this ala have a C-shaped notch over there, and this is the extension from the sphenoid, which is called vaginal process of the sphenoid. So this two extension, ala and vaginal process, forms the C-shaped notch over the ala like this, and another C-shaped notch over the vaginal process like this, and by this way they encloses the canal. Here you can see this is called vumero-vaginal canal. वूमर का पार्ट है, वजाइनल प्रोसेस का पार्ट है और कैनाल बनाता है, दैट्स वाई द नेम इज वुमरो-वजाइनल कैनाल. सेम वे यू कैन सी ओवर द अपर पार्ट another canal is formed. Here it is formed between the vaginal process of sphenoid and the perpendicular plate of the palatine bone. This is the horizontal plate, this is the perpendicular plate of palatine bone. So the canal here, it forms like this. It is called palato-vaginal canal. Palatine bone और vaginal process के बीच में है, so the name is palato-vaginal canal. So ये वाले पार्ट में जब कोरोनल सेक्शन लेके हम देखेंगे तो ऐसी दो कैनाल दिखाई देगी. They are palato-vaginal and vumero-vaginal canal. So this is all about the central area of the middle part of norma basalis. Now we are going to discuss the features of the lateral area, which is mainly formed by the two bones. One is sphenoid and another is temporal bone. Sphenoid have two parts over here. Here you can see the plate-like structure on each side. This is the pterygoid process of sphenoid, and this one and this area, it is called the greater wing of sphenoid. So sphenoid के यहाँ पे दो पार्ट है, that we will discuss, और temporal bone के तीन पार्ट है. This one is the squamous part, the plate, this is the tympanic part, and this one is the petrous part. Okay, so we will discuss three of them. So total three parts of the temporal and two parts of the sphenoid bone forms the lateral area. So first we will start with the pterygoid process of the sphenoid. So here you can notice the plates are there. One is medially, one is laterally. So medial one is called medial pterygoid plate, and this lateral one is called lateral pterygoid plate. Okay, and in between them you can see a large fossa. This one, this is called pterygoid fossa. Okay, now medial pterygoid plate, this is the posterior border of the medial pterygoid plate, over which you can see a spine-like projection over here, one on each side. This is called pterygoid humulus, and below over here you can see a oval shaped fossa, one on each side, this one and this one. This is called scaphoid fossa. Actually it is situated in the upper part, but मैंने skull उल्टा रखा है, that's why you can see it is in the lower part. So this is the scaphoid fossa, and this projection is called pterygoid humulus. The lateral pterygoid plate, it has two surfaces, medial surface and lateral surface. Both the plates have two surfaces and one border. So over the posterior border you can see there is a spine-like projection in the middle, but here it is absent या टूट गया लगता है. In this skull you can see over here, this one in the middle of the lateral pterygoid plate, over here and over here there is a projection which is called pterygospinous process. It is present actually over the middle of the both the plate, but in the medial pterygoid plate it is rarely present, and in the lateral pterygoid plate it is present sometime. So this projection over the middle of the posterior border of these plates, it is called pterygospinous process. Okay, so this is all about the pterygoid process. The first part is over. Now the second part, this one, this is the infratemporal surface of greater wing of sphenoid. Okay, this one. Here you can see this is the infratemporal surface of greater wing of sphenoid. Temporal fossa जो यहाँ पे है उसके नीचे, टेम्पोरल फोसा इज सिचुएटेड ओवर, उसके नीचे तो इंफ्राटेम्पोरल, और कौन सा पार्ट है स्फीनोइड का, तो ग्रेटर विंग ऑफ स्फीनोइड. तो दिस इज कॉल्ड इंफ्राटेम्पोरल सरफेस ऑफ ग्रेटर विंग ऑफ स्फीनोइड. दिस वन एंड दिस वन. It is roughly pentagonal in shape. Here you can see this is the anterior margin, this is the anteromedial margin, this is the anterolateral margin, this one is posterolateral margin, and this one is posteromedial margin. So by this way it forms the pentagonal surface. Okay, so anterior margin में आप देख सकते हैं there is a opening. Here you can see this is the opening of the infraorbital fissure. This one is the anteromedial margin. It is in relation with the lateral pterygoid plate. This one, it is the anterolateral margin. Here you can see this is the crest that we have already discussed in boundary of the temporal fossa. This is infratemporal crest of greater wing of sphenoid. This is the posterolateral margin. It is articulated with this one. This is the squamous part of the temporal bone, and this one is the posteromedial margin. It is articulated with the petrous part of the temporal bone. Here you can see this is the posteromedial margin and this is the posterolateral margin. वो दोनों जहाँ पे मिलते हैं means this one. This is a spine-like projection over there. This is called spine of sphenoid. ये है spine of sphenoid. And over the posteromedial margin you can see foramen. One over here, this is the oval shape. It is called foramen oval. Behind it you can see a small circular foramen. This one is foramen spinosum. So these two foramens are always present. अब ये दोनों के बीच में you can see a very small foramen over here at the tip of the pencil. You can see over here this one. This is the canaliculus innominatus. It may or may not be present. वो हमेशा हो ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है. And one more foramen is there between the foramen oval and this scaphoid fossa. इन दोनों के बीच में ये वाला देखो at the tip of the pencil. You can see over here this one. This is the emissary sphenoidal foramen, or another name is foramen of Vesalius. Okay, so these are the four foramen at the posteromedial margin of this pentagonal shape greater wing of sphenoid. Okay, so out of which this foramen oval and spinosum are always present, while this foramen of Vesalius and canaliculus innominatus may or may not be present. Okay, so this is the end of this second part, that is infratemporal surface of greater wing of sphenoid. Then comes to the temporal bone. So here you can see this is the squamous part of the temporal bone. It is smooth and it forms the mandibular or articular fossa over here. This is the tympanic plate, as you all know that we have discussed in norma lateralis, and this one is the petrous part of the temporal bone. This irregularly but triangular in shape. This one is petrous part of the temporal bone. So between the petrous part of the temporal bone and posteromedial margin of the greater wing of sphenoid, you can see a sulcus or a groove. This is called sulcus tubae, which passes the auditory tube through it. Okay, now over this petrous part of the temporal bone you can see a canal, this one on this side, this one. This is the carotid canal, and over its anterior part you can see a irregular shaped large opening here, this one and this one. This is the foramen of lacerum. Okay, foramen lacerum and carotid canal. So this is all about the petrous part, and here this is the petrous bone, this is the tympanic plate. So the fissure in between them, this one, this is called petrotympanic fissure. Okay, so that's it about the features of the middle part of the norma basalis. Now we are going to discuss the structure passing through foramens and canals. So सबसे पहले सेंट्रल एरिया में कौन कौन से फोरामेन और कैनाल आए, तो पैलेटो वजाइनल कैनाल एंड वुमरो वजाइनल कैनाल. Okay, so that palato-vaginal canal transmits the pharyngeal branch of the pterygopalatine ganglion and pharyngeal branch of the maxillary artery, two structures. Then vombrovaginal canal transmits pharyngeal nerves and vessels. Then comes the foramen oval. So foramen oval transmits male, M-A-L-E. You can remember short form M-A-L-E, male. M for mandibular nerve, A for accessory meningeal artery, L for laser petrosal nerve, and E for emissary vein. So oval transmits male. Then spinosum, it transmits temporal M, M-M-M, meningeal branch of the mandibular nerve, middle meningeal artery and middle meningeal vein. So MMM. Then the third one, canaliculus innominatus, it transmits laser petrosal nerve. And the fourth one, the emissary sphenoidal foramen transmits emissary vein. But as I have said, these two foramens may or may not be present, बट वो दोनों नहीं होंगे तो एमिजरी वेन इसमें से भी जाती है और लेजर पेट्रोजल वेन इसमें से भी, ओवल में से दोनों पास हो जाएंगे. ओके, सो दीज आर दी फोर फोरामेंस ओवर द ग्रेटर विंग ऑफ स्फिनोइड. देन अनदर टू, हियर इज द कैरोटिड कैनाल. द कैरोटिड कैनाल ट्रांसमिट्स इंटरनल कैरोटिड आर्टरी विथ विनस एंड सिंपैथेटिक प्लेक्सस अराउंड इट. और लेसरम, फोरामेन लेसरम की बात करें तो इट इज डिवाइडेड इनटू टू पार्ट, लोअर पार्ट एंड अपर पार्ट. द लोअर पार्ट ट्रांसमिट्स meningeal branch of ascending pharyngeal artery and emissary vein, while the upper part transmits the internal carotid artery with venous and sympathetic plexus around it along with Vidian nerve. Okay, तो nerve to pterygoid canal भी बोलते हैं उसको, Vidian nerve. So these are the structures passing through foramen lacerum. और यहाँ पे एक फिशर था, इफ यू रिमेंबर, पेट्रोटिम्पेनिक फिशर. तो पेट्रोटिम्पेनिक फिशर ट्रांसमिट्स कैट, CAT. यू कैन रिमेंबर इट बाय शॉर्ट फॉर्म कैट. C फॉर कॉर्डा टिम्पेनी nerve, A for anterior ligament of Malleus and T for tympanic artery. उसकी anterior branch है, तो CAT, cat transmits through this petrotympanic fissure. So that is all about the structure passing through foramens and canals. Now the attachments. Total 17 attachments are there over this middle part. Don't worry, we will divide them in different groups as we have divided the attachments over the frontalis. So you can easily remember them. So we will divide them into 4 groups of 4 each. 4 के 4 ग्रुप हो जाएंगे, तो 16 और एक सेपरेट रहेगा, तो टोटल 17. So first of all, attachments over the median or central area. This is the pharyngeal tubercle. Pharyngeal tubercle provides insertion to the superior constrictor muscle of pharynx. Second, the area in front of the pharyngeal tubercle forms the roof of the nasopharynx and it supports the pharyngeal tonsils. It is actually the relation. And third, on each side of the pharyngeal tubercle, it provides insertion to the longus capitis muscle. Then behind, posterior to the pharyngeal tubercle, there is the insertion of rectus capitis anterior, RCA, over here. So total 4 attachments over this area. Okay. Then next group over the medial pterygoid plate. So this posterior border of medial pterygoid plate, over its lower part, it gives attachment to the pharyngobasilar fascia. Over the upper half, posterior border gives origin to the superior constrictor muscle of pharynx. यहाँ पे उसका इंसर्शन था pharyngeal tubercle पे, यहाँ पे उसका origin है. Okay. 2. Then this is pterygoid humulus, which provides attachment to the pterygomandibular raphe. And the lower part here, it is notched by the auditory tube. यहाँ से auditory tube पास होती है. आपको पता हो तो sulcus tube में से पास होती है और यहाँ से ऐसे अंदर जाती है, like this. Okay. So 4 attachments over the medial pterygoid plate. Then next, third group, lateral pterygoid plate. उसका जो medial surface है अंदर वाला, where it gives origin to the deep head of medial pterygoid muscle. Lateral surface पे it gives origin to the lower head of lateral pterygoid muscle. फिर नीचे, मतलब यहाँ पे infratemporal surface पे near to the lateral pterygoid plate, from here or from the anteromedial margin, it gives origin to the upper head of lateral pterygoid muscle. So lateral pterygoid muscles के 2 head है, upper and lower. Lower जो head है वो lateral pterygoid plate के lateral surface से origin होगा और जो upper head है वो यहाँ से anteromedial margin of this surface, यहाँ से origin होगा. Same way medial pterygoid muscles के भी 2 head है, superficial and deep. जो deep head है वो यहाँ से medial surface of lateral pterygoid plate से origin होगा. Superficial head, it is from maxilla, that we will discuss later on. Okay, so here you can notice the medial pterygoid muscle has nothing to do with medial pterygoid plate. Medial pterygoid muscle नाम है पर वो medial pterygoid plate में से origin या insertion नहीं होता है. दोनों lateral pterygoid plate पे से ही होते हैं, one from the medial surface, one from the lateral surface. Or if you remember, there is a spine-like projection over here. I have shown you in the another skull, that is the pterygospinous process. It gives attachment to the pterygospinous ligament. So यहाँ पर भी 1, 2, 3 and 4 4 हो गए, तो 4 plus 4 plus 4 12. Then now the attachment over the spine. The name of the spine is spine of sphenoid. So tip of the spine of sphenoid gives attachment to the sphenomandibular ligament. वो ligament यहाँ से जाके mandible तक attach होता है. So the name is sphenomandibular ligament. The area just in front of it means ये वाला area. From here there is a origin of tensor veli palatini muscle and tensor tympani muscle. यहाँ से 2 muscle का origin होगा. Then lateral to this spine, here there is auriculotemporal nerve, and medial to the spine, from here 2 structures will pass. One is auditory tube and another is chorda tympani nerve. So these are the relations around the spine of sphenoid. Total 16 हो गए. The last one, this inferior surface of petrous part of the temporal bone, here it gives origin to the levator veli palatini muscles. So these are the 17 attachments over the middle part of norma basalis. Okay, so we will discuss the posterior part in the next video, otherwise it will become very heavy for you. So that's it about the first part of norma basalis. We will discuss the remaining part in the next video. So if you like the content of this video, press the like button, subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon and also share to your friends. So see you in the next part. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.